Good morning, folks. This is NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers and that I'm not. Just Dom, the darling old man. First of all, on this video, if you've looked at it and you think it's good enough to share to some friends of yours that are potentially new POTA members or new activators, please share it. I'm not going to post it on the POTA page to do that. I'll leave it up to you. Word of mouth does a lot for all of us. This is for the brand new to POTA. I stumble on it, somebody referred me to it, and I really don't understand all the things going on, and I don't want to read all the FAQ. The easiest way is to do some reading of the frequency asked questions, and POTA has a YouTube page that answers so many things. And then you got people like me, other YouTubers, who will present different facets of this hobby. So again, if you're an old timer, hopefully you'll see some things that'll help me to help others enjoy amateur radio. POTA Parks on the Air has revitalized my desire to get on HF, whether it be in CW, sideband, and for those, and I don't do it, FT8, FT4, PSK. Those are other facets that POTA's involved in. First thing first, this is not a contest. Please understand that. We don't do contests. We do contacts. You as a hunter, when you first start up, if you register to the POTA app and understand that that is a place for you to see your achievements, the states you've worked, the people you've worked. As a hunter, you do not have to send any logs in, period. All the responsibility falls on the activator. So being brand new into Parks on the Air, take that time and read a lot of the frequency asked questions, or go to the POTA YouTube site and watch the videos. Matt here does an excellent job of presenting it. And each one of us other YouTube personnel, we do an excellent job in our own way of presenting it in our eyes. So, after you've registered and you're able to go on your computer or your cell phone like I do, then you'll be able to follow along on all the spots. And you'll want to learn how to operate the spotting page. So when you get on it, whether it's on your app or your cell phone, play around with it. Put your finger on this, see what happens. That's going to be the fastest way to learn. If you want to follow the frequency, all the new spots going on, or you want to follow the time, all the new spots going on, or you want to follow the mode, all the spots going on, there's different methods. After you register, on the left-hand side, you can scroll down to see My Hunter's Log. That will not get filled in by anybody but after the processing of logs from the activator. You don't do anything to it. All the people you work, those that send the logs in, it will get there. And then you will start seeing the results. While you're on that left side of that page, you'll see a tab that says Awards. And when you go to that, it's going to show all the awards that you've achieved to that date. You can also view those when you go to the right hand side where your call sign is and click on Profile, and it'll show that too. But being a brand new hunter, it's going to get confusing. Why am I working the same guy and he's in 6 different parks? Well, he's got a lot of things, or she's got a lot of things that they're doing. And we'll try to share that with you. Work them, that's it. Work them, work them, work them. You receive achievement levels based on how many times you worked that same operator 50 times, or worked them in that same park 20 times. There's people that have worked the same operator 1,000 times. There's different levels of achievement, and to try to explain each and every one, we'll be here for another month of Christmases. This is where you start to do your follow-up part of the addiction, is to read that frequently asked questions section again. As a hunter, you don't send logs in. You see, I went back on that again because I don't want you confused. You keep your own log, whatever program you use at home, and that's your business. I use N3FJP AC log. For the money that I spend on that software, it does outstanding for all my contest and or logging logs. And at the POTA YouTube page is also an opportunity to watch how to set it up for parks on the air as an activator. On my personal page for what I did on ham radio today, there's also a video that shows how to set it up for that. You do not send logs in as a hunter. You just work them and have fun. Now, the activator or activators, they're working for you. Let's see if I can explain this. They're going out and operating off of a battery. For me, I have 2 batteries. 2 15-amp Bino batteries. Not everybody's like me. I don't want everybody to be like me. I want them to be themselves. But I carry 2. 2 is one, 1 is none. If one battery goes down, at least I have another one. That's why I carry 2. My mobile radio that I use out in the field, running parks, is the FT891. The backup mobile radio is the ICOM 718. Yes, it's in the car with me in case this radio goes down. I have a backup. That activator that you work may be camping, may be on a rove. That's where they'll go to several different parks within a certain kilometer mileage distance from each other. And they'll work so many contacts, and they want to work so many parks within a certain 24-hour period. So they're going to rove, they're going to drive. And you as a hunter, work them. Simple. If you hear a station out there, work them. An activator loves to hear a contact, and you'll experience pileups from the reverse side. But that activator may only work 15 contacts. Now you're confused. As that activator is doing their thing for an achievement that they want, and in order for it to be accomplished, they're going to only work so many contacts, whether it be CW, single sideband, FT8. They're only going to work so many contacts and then leave there, tear down, go to the next park, set up, start over, and do it again. And that's what they do. That's the activator for that type of situation. You have weather elements that sometimes cause activators to sit inside of a car or a truck. Not a camper or a campsite, but the car or the truck, because it's too cold, it's pouring down rain, the mosquitoes are tearing them up, or whatever. So instead of having an outside antenna normally, they may choose to use a mag mount antenna, and mag mount antennas work fine. They're not as efficient as wire in the sky, but they work fine. And whatever that activator uses, appreciate it as a hunter, because they're doing everything without the comfort that you probably are enjoying right now. Choice of antennas that an activator uses dictates the parks that they're in, the location that they're in. There's no two parks the same. There's some parks that I go to that I change from one spot to another because one gives me better trees. One gives me less noise, road access, people access. So there's going to be variances, hunters. Understand that activator or activators, and there's some of us go in 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. They have fun, but they depend on you. And we welcome you as a hunter to come out and play radio with us. Pile-ups, many of you are not going to understand because you're at the house and you're kicking on the amplifier, 500 watts and whatever. It doesn't make a difference. That activator, depending whether they're new or seasoned, will manage how to manage it. And in other words, that activator is in charge of that activation. Understand that. They're not going to do the things you want them to do. They're going to run that activation their way, and you'll learn each and every activator that's out there. Some you'll just hear their call and know that you're going to wait 25 minutes before you get in because of their pile-ups. Some activators like to talk to each and every party. That's their activation. Enjoy working them. If you don't have time, spin the dial, find another one, come back. I'm a hunter and an activator. And there are certain calls that I see them spotted. I go listen to see what band conditions are like for them, and I'll go elsewhere and come back. I'll let everybody that wants to pile up on top of each other get work first, and then I'll go back. That activator is going to use several different types of antennas and radios and power and modes so that they can work you. We welcome you to Parks on the Air, POTA. We hope that it vitalizes or revitalizes your amateur radio experience. Again, it's not a contest. It's method of contacts, and I really want you to think about it during calamity of catastrophes that amateur radios also play in emergency communications. And every activator that's out there has that means immediately to perform that type of communications. And so do you. If you're at home and you have a backup generator, or you have batteries that you can operate your radios and so forth to provide communication during times that we need to help one another. Otherwise we play radio. If you want to be an activator, let somebody know. Ask to go out. Do not hesitate to reach out to another activator in your area and say, hey, can I go with you? Can I watch? Can I listen? Because when you're on the other side of that pile up, it's not like you sitting at home. I promise you it's not like you sitting at home. Get out there and enjoy the lake. Get out there, enjoy the wildlife. You're going to see critters that you don't normally see, and I'm not talking about some of the earthlings walking around. But a lot of blessings, a lot of the beauty that God's put out there. So, thank you for your time. I hope that you'll find this important enough that you'll share it with anybody that is thinking about being involved in Parks on the Air, or trying to follow it and do it, that this will help them a lot. And there's people on probably 18 hours a day on Parks on the Air, and covering all aspects of amateur radio bands. So it's not like you're limited. Y'all have a super one, and we look for you at the next time when we do one strictly on the activators, and this will allow them to prepare for their first activation. May God bless. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers and that I'm not. Just a darling old man. And for all you new folks that are seeing this, if you see two of these, you might see this too. I don't know. But I'm getting ready to roll. You have a God bless day.